I am happy to be with you once again on our show, Why a Child Will Not Be Able to Learn. In the last episode, I have discussed with us some of the reasons why a child will not be able to learn. We divided the reasons into two, and I said one can be caused by a problem or a set of problems clustered into learning disability, and the other one, learning difficulties. Last week, or in the last episode, we were able to look at learning difficulties, and we quickly told you that learning difficulties can always come from things we can actually remove, and they include health issues. When a child is having malaria fever, typhoid fever, and so that could bring headache, stomach ache, stomach pain, skin itching, and leading to scratching of the body. Sometimes the child wants a particular thing and we cannot give the child. Once we can make effort to remove those things that are bringing learning difficulties, then the child gets back learning. And quite a number of other things, which could also include when a child is hungry, when a child desires for a particular thing, and we are unable to get the child those things that the child desires. And when such matter happens, we expect as parents, guardian, or teachers, we expect us to talk soothingly on to the child so that the child can be emotionally happy. Today, I am looking at a different thing, the other aspect of the problems, and that is learning disabilities. Learning disability is one of the problems that will be there permanently. It's a lifelong problem, and they will always disable the child from learning. It's not a difficulty, it's a disability. So when a child is unable to learn as a result of permanent problem that the child has, then we say that is learning disability. There are a number of things that are clustered together as learning disability, and they can be neurological, they can be biological, they can be environmental, they can be psychiatric. But I'm going to look at a number of the examples, and we will proceed from here to talk about the other ones. Firstly, let's look at it this way. When a child has learning disability, one of the problems that the child could have is that the child is unable to put ideas together. When the child is unable to put ideas together, the child is unable to put his ideas into writing, we say the child has a learning disability called dyslexia. Some other time the child is unable to probably write things properly. The child is unable to hold the pen properly. The child holds the pen awkwardly, and the pencil grip or the penal grip of the child is so poor. Some other time, and that we call dysgraphia. There is another one that could be from the inability of the child to like numbers. And when the child has allergy or some hatred for numbers, numeracy, then we say the child has dyscalculia. At some other time, it could be dyspraxia, where the child is restless, the child bolts away all the time, the child is unable to settle down, the child is distracted by so many things. The sight and sound around the child is always a distraction to the child. Then we say the child has dyspraxia. A part of this can also be attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, where the child is highly hyperactive. The child is not settled. 1-2 minutes, the child is off his or her seat, and the child is unable to put his mind into what is currently going on. Several other things around the child will be things that can, attract or arrest the attention of the child. These are examples of what learning disability can cause on a child. Well, we will be looking at them one after the other. We'll be looking at them one after the other. But then for today, we want to constrain ourselves to understanding some of those things that a child that has learning disability could have. In furtherance of this, there could be other problems like a child having autism, a child having Down syndrome, a child having cerebral palsy, a child having Martin Bell, and so many other distractions or disorder like schizophrenia and a number of others that can prevent the child from learning. When a child has this, there may not be the medication to solve the problem. There may not be a particular drug to solve the problems, but there could be remediational activities that can solve the problem. Now, at our next episode, we shall be looking at the problems one after the other, and we'll be able to provide solutions and see how far we can go. So, do not injure that child if the child is unable to learn. Do not kill that child because the child is unable to learn. Do not speak insultingly to that child because that child cannot learn. Probably that child has learning difficulty or that child has learning disability. I am Dr. Olabi Akeem once again. I would like to meet you on the